In this video, I'm going to teach you how to fly across the piano. Using my most popular exercise, octave scales, I'm going to teach you how to expand your range while you're working your scales on the piano. We do this with a simple finger pattern, and you can also add more options to increase your musicality, get more bang for your buck. You want to get the most out of your time when you're sitting at the piano because, let's face it, time is precious and it's hard to sit down and practice. So I want you to be able to knock out multiple things when you sit down to practice. So this exercise is going to help you expand your musicality because as you change your bass note in your left hand, you get to know the key signature on a deeper level, which paves the way for creativity, improvisation, and just really deeply internalizing and understanding the language of music. My name is Keira Kang, founder of Modern Pianista. As an award-winning piano teacher with Steinway & Sons Beverly Hills turned R&B singer-songwriter-producer, I've discovered so many strategies along my 15-year journey as an artist and music educator that I'm here to share with you today. There are two fundamental concepts that all modern music is based on: scales and chords. You're going to hear me address these two categories consistently throughout my videos. This will help you shape your mindset and your practice routines while cutting your learning curve in half. If you're new to music theory, I have a free sound palette that you can download by clicking the link in the description box below. This sound palette teaches you the language of music. It's laid out in a diagram that teaches you the 12 major sounds, the 12 minor sounds, and how they're all related. Music is a language, and if you don't know what sounds exist, what's possible, how to create those sounds, what they're called, and how they're related, then you are blindly searching in the dark. You've got to learn the alphabet first, and we do this by learning scales and chords in these key signatures. I also have an online shop with piano practice plans divided up into 4 different levels, as well as a progress tracker that you can check off as you are learning your 24 key signatures. This is all available in my online shop, and you can find it by clicking on the links in the description box below. Now let's get started with a variation of my most popular exercise, octave scales. Let's learn how to fly across the piano. It's a simple finger pattern. You can do it. I promise you. Now, if you want to learn your traditional piano scales, you can find links to those videos in the description box below. Once you've learned your traditional scales, let's expand your range so you can fly. We have under finger 3, for your A minor scale. Now, instead of concluding and finishing on the pinky, we're going to go under finger 4 so we can add an octave. And we're going to keep going. Under finger 3 as usual. Under finger 4 to start the next scale. Under 3. And then let's just stop here because I don't want to be out of frame, but you can do another octave if you'd like. On the way down, you cross 3, cross 4, cross 3, cross 4, cross 3, and you can also keep going down if you'd like. Now, this is really fun to do once you get it down, and it helps you internalize scales on a deeper level. The whole point of scales is to be able to speak in that key signature. So if you're constantly just doing this over and over again, you're kind of just staying at level 1 forever. The whole point is to be able to speak in A minor, to be able to hear things in A minor and be able to figure it out by ear, translate it, figure out your favorite songs, or write your own versions of your favorite songs, or create your own music in the key of A minor. That is the purpose, and that is what scales can help you do, but you need to find ways to switch it up. How you practice is so important, and that's not discussed enough in piano education. So let's give you guys some options. So along with expanding your range, you can also expand melodically what you're hearing and what you're perceiving, which makes it more fun to practice. The whole point is to make cool sounds with your hands. So if you're not changing elements around of these puzzle pieces that I'm giving you, then you're not taking full advantage of the possibilities that are out there. So we have octaves in the bass. You can do whole notes to start. I go to G on the way down, F on the way up, E. Now, piano is a percussion instrument. If you can learn how to hit it, that's going to give you a nice rhythmic understanding, a kinesthetic understanding. It'll help you a lot in certain genres like pop or rock or EDM, things that are on the downbeat, right? This is a great way to get started and to have a lot of fun while you're doing your scales or your chords. So let's add some quarter notes in the bass. 4 is our magic number in modern music, so you're going to do things 4 times. We have eighth notes as our scale, quarter notes as our octaves. Let's move on to the key of D minor. In the key of D minor, we have B flat. It's the same finger pattern. We're going to go 3, 4, 3, 4 in order to expand our range and do more than one octave. The only difference is you're adding that B flat and starting on D. D minor is relative to F major. There's your traditional scale. I'll link a video for that in the description box below. Now let's expand our range. Under 3, under 4. B flat. I'm going to give you one more key signature. Let's do G minor. We have 2 flats in this key signature. We have our B flats and we have our E flats. Now this is going to be the same finger pattern, which is why I'm including it in this video. There's actually a lot of scales that follow this finger pattern. You just have to remember what notes are sharped and what notes are flatted. This is the musical alphabet. This is the fastest way to develop fluency. Speaking music, speaking melody, having the ability to fly across the piano and just express yourself. You've got to learn the language. You've got to start with theory, and scales is the fundamental concept that you want to start with. That's your G minor traditional scale. Here's the chord. Here's the 7th. Now let's do the scale and expand our range like we've been doing. I'm going to move up to here because we don't have a G in the bass down there, right? The piano ends on an A. My exercises are actually designed to switch it up, to get into the creative side of how you drill. So you don't always have to have an octave in the bass. I teach it this way because it's more proportionate for your hands and it feels good drilling it this way, but you can just have one note in the bass. That's totally fine. The whole purpose of having a changing bass note is to hear what's possible in that key signature and to reinforce the fact that in this key signature we have 2 flats. E flat shows up first. Right? So let's drill our G minor octave scale, expanding our range. You can also do this for the keys of C minor, in C minor we have B flat, E flat, A flat. I'm going in the order of flats. Probably we'll make another video for that. This is probably getting a lot longer than I had anticipated, but I like to group things with the same finger patterns so that you can do more with more bang for your buck, right? This is another way of doing a variation of one of my most popular exercises, octave scales. If you want to check out some of the other variations that I've previously uploaded, like the original version, as well as the part 2 variation video, I will have everything linked in the description box below. This is, I guess, the 3rd variation, but there are endless variations, honestly, because it's kind of like getting a new color every time you learn a scale. When you get a new color, then you learn to paint new things. And you learn to blend that color with other colors and then create even more things, right? That is the beauty of creativity and the arts. There really is no cap on how far you can take this. It's really how deep you want to go and how hard you want to go. So I'm excited to create more tutorials and give you guys more inspiration so that you can paint more with sound. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.